If you're an amateur photographer like me, you always struggle with understanding how good your photography is. Our critics usually are our family and friends, and sometimes our fellow artists. One of the things I tried is print exhibitions. Now, the problem with print exhibitions is that there are very few sales of wall hangings anymore, including both graphic arts and photography. And so if you're expecting to use sales of your prints as a measure of how good your photography is, you may be very disappointed. Now, that doesn't mean that entry into print exhibitions is a bad thing. I still enjoy it and I still enter print exhibitions. I just don't use it as a measure for how good my photography is. The other thing I've tried is social media. Now, the problem with social media is that it's an echo chamber. So it's a numbers game. When you post an image, you get likes or faves and you collect followers, but many times they like or fave or follow you just so that you like or fave or follow them. Because many people on social media are trying to increase their numbers. They're trying to increase the number of followers and increase their number of likes and faves. So I find social media is ineffective. Since 2017, I've been a member of the Photographic Society of America. I've entered exhibitions as a way of understanding how good my photography is, and I've been much more satisfied with that. When you enter an exhibition, usually exhibitions award top awards to top honors to the best images in the exhibition. But more importantly, what happens in these exhibitions is 15 to 20% of the images in PSA exhibitions are awarded acceptances. And so that gives you some measure of how good your photography is. If you achieve an acceptance, that puts you in the top 15 or 20% of all of the images that were entered into the exhibition. Another thing that happens with exhibitions is that many of them publish catalogs at the close of the exhibition. And the catalogs contain the images that achieve the top honors. And so you're able to look at those images and compare them with the images you entered and get some feeling for what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. All right, let's take a look at the PSA website. Now, if you bring this up in your browser, you may find the appearance a little bit different because they are making some changes to the website. The address of the website is psa-photo.org. There are two things that I want to cover on this webpage. One is the divisions, and the other is the exhibitions. In the divisions, let's take a look at the divisions overview. These are the 6 divisions that you'll find represented in the exhibitions. Now, an exhibition may have one or more of these divisions, and these divisions may be also allocated to sections. So there may be 2 sections for projected image division. One section being using the basic definition of the division, and the other one having a specific theme. Now, there is the projected image division and the pictorial print division have something in common in that there are no limitations on subject matter or techniques used to capture the images. And that is not true of nature, photojournalism, or photo travel. Those have much more restrictive definitions. And also the 3D division is stereoscopy. So that is uses stereoscopic image capture as opposed to the 2D image capture of the other divisions. Now, if we look down here, this is interesting because this summarizes the number of sections for each one of these divisions each year. So what this means is that this is the number of opportunities that you have in each one of these divisions to enter images into exhibitions. So that's a good number of opportunities to become involved and to get some feeling for how good your images are. Now, let's take a look at the exhibitions, the current exhibition list specifically. They're listed both by division and by date. And let's follow the link to the November exhibitions. So these are the exhibitions for November 2021. The first one here in the list is CAF in Croatia. And this illustrates what I was talking about. It has 2 PID sections. One is color and one is mono. Now another interesting one is the SAM digital circuit down here, because it has 8 sections, and you can see that the PID color has 2 separate sections. One is open, and the other one has the theme of people. Same thing with PID mono. There's open, and then the second section with the theme of city life. And nature is the same kind of a thing. One is the basic nature section, and the other has the theme of wildlife. What you need to do when you enter one of these exhibitions is go to the exhibition website and carefully read the definitions for the themes and for the various sections. If you don't satisfy the definitions for the sections, then your photo will be disqualified. So you need to understand and be compliant with the definitions of the sections. Acceptances are good for achieving star ratings within the PSA. And the star rating ladder goes from 1 to 5. And what it measures is your ability to achieve acceptances in international exhibitions. So look, for example, at 1 star, it requires 18 acceptances. And the interesting thing about that is that you can get 18 acceptances with as few as 6 titles or 6 separate images. And if you look at that another way, you can enter 1 image in 3 separate exhibitions and achieve acceptances in each one of those exhibitions. And if you look at this table too, it looks pretty daunting, but they are cumulative. So if you have your 18 acceptances for your 1 star, then you only need 18 more to achieve your 2nd star. Now I want to share with you 5 images that I've had accepted in PSA exhibitions. These are all in the photojournalism division. This one is entitled Turmoil. This one is entitled In the Eyes of Babes. This one is entitled Occupy Inauguration Boston. This one is entitled Stretch. And finally, this is entitled Riding About Town with a Friend. This was my favorite image from 2020. One last thing I want to say about star ratings and acceptances. When you apply for PSA star ratings, you do so within specific divisions. So for example, if you were going for your first star rating in the projected image division, you would need 18 acceptances for that specific division. Now, if exhibitions and PSA membership interest you, then PSA membership costs as little as $45 per year. Entry into exhibitions, there's usually a cost for entry into exhibitions as well. Recently, I entered an exhibition and the cost was €15, or about $19. That entrance fee gave me the ability to upload up to 4 images in up to 3 separate sections. So that's 12 opportunities to achieve acceptances. And most exhibitions work that way. If PSA membership interests you, check out the PSA website. There are many other benefits for PSA membership, including training videos and study groups. Check out the website for the details. I hope this gives you something to think about and maybe an additional way to understand how good your photography is. Thanks for watching.